Oh my goodness, what a rough day for stocks. Today was a very rough day for your stocks. The stock market has been getting absolutely body slammed. And so I'm going to come in here and give you some perspective on what's going on in the market, why your stocks took a nosedive today. And so get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're getting started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day under one condition. The condition is that we are Black first. Black first means that we put our communities at the top of our priority list. Black first means we educate our kids. Black first means we build wealth in our communities. Black first means we teach our children about economics. If you agree with this philosophy, if you are down with the plan, if you have a plan for how your family is going to dominate in the next 100 years, put a hashtag B1 in the chat. Hashtag B1. We got to start the conversation off right so we know who we are and where we're going. So I want to say good morning to everybody. I'm Tez, El Haj, Sharice, Michael Johnson, Sharice, let's see, AJ Brown, B1 all day. Right on, brother. Worldwide Emergency. Good to see you. Shout out the name of the city that you're from. I always like to know what city you guys are from as well. Jason Diamond and Diane Bibby and Velma and Janoria and Leandra. I see you. I see you. I see you. Hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right. So how many of you got your butt kicked today in your stocks? How many of you kind of felt a little bit sad when you kind of looked at your portfolio? If you did, join the club. And I see Waco in the Netherlands and Charlotte and Houston, Atlanta, Nashville, Sacramento, Washington, D.C. I see SMH. Dallas. So today was just not a good day for stocks. Today was an ugly day. And what really sucks about it is that it came right after a great day yesterday. I mean, yesterday it was like, woo, swing from the chandelier, party time. And then today it's like, what is this nonsense? What is this crap? And so the market did something that was really interesting. It did something that I studied this phenomenon in my dissertation when I was getting my PhD in finance. I remember studying these reversals. The market has this thing where they have these week by week, month to month, sometimes day to day reversals that can result sometimes, in some cases, from extreme overreactions to good news or overreactions to bad news. So a lot of times when the market takes a big nosedive, it'll come back the next day, almost like when me and my wife get into an argument. It's like I'm mad at you. Well, I'm mad at you too. Well, fine then. I don't care what you think. Well, I don't care what you think either. And then about it, you know what I mean? Like if you really love her though, like about an hour or two later, you're like, okay, baby, I'm sorry. I love you. Right? So you're going from one extreme to the other and back and forth. And that's just kind of like how life goes. That's how love goes. And that's also how the stock market goes. So ultimately, you're just looking at a reversal. You're looking at this chaotic meltdown. At this particular moment, the Dow is down by 1,124 points. That ranks it as, I think, the worst day of 2022. It is officially the worst day of 2022. And I wish I could tell you that everything's going to just be all right and be okay. But what you're kind of dealing with right now are chickens coming home to roost. These chickens coming home to roost are the same chickens that for 2 years, people were basically complaining that the Federal Reserve was overstimulating an economy that did not need stimulation. They were pumping steroids into a track athlete who was already the Olympic gold medalist. He already won the Olympic gold medal. Why you got to keep giving him steroids? This economy was not a bad economy during the pandemic. This economy was humming along. All those big old stimulus checks, everything they were doing was accelerating things. The housing market was doing great, but the Fed insisted, for whatever reason, to continuously pump money into this economy. Now they're deflating the balloon, and it's becoming painful. It's not just painful because of the long-term decline in some of your asset values, but also because of the volatility that comes with uncertainty, the volatility, the ups and downs that come with the stress of watching your money come and go. They call that the wealth effect. The wealth effect is when the Fed increases interest rates, your stock prices go down, and then you don't buy as much stuff because you used to feel paid, you used to feel rich, and now you're like, man, dang, I had $10,000 in my account. Now I got $8,245. I don't know if I'm going to get a new car now. Right. So what is this doing? Well, I mean, the long-term benefit is that it's cooling down the economy. Your economy has been a little bit overstimulated. So you got to cool it down because of inflation. Thank you, AJ. I agree with you 100%. Inflation's a problem. And that makes sense. But remember, the Fed can't control all of inflation. Inflation, the price of an asset, in economic theory, the price of an asset, it looks like that there's a curve. And they have the supply curve and the demand curve. The price of an asset isn't just about the demand. They can control the demand side. They can increase interest rates. It'll make you buy less stuff, make companies make fewer investments. That will reduce things on the demand side. But what they have trouble controlling is the supply side. And a lot of the inflation was driven by supply side problems. Bottlenecks in the supply chain because the factory got shut down because a couple people got COVID and they just want to shut it all down right now. Right? Bottlenecks that have occurred in the whole global economic ecosystem, from everything from microchips to corn, right, being taken across the world, just crazy stuff that's causing prices to go up because the supply isn't there. Labor supply. People don't want to go back to work as much. I don't blame you. I don't want to go back to the corporate plantation either. You couldn't pay me enough money to make me want to go work for massa again. I'm not doing it. Right? So you have all these things that push up the prices of various supply inputs, starting with labor. That is creating inflation as well. But what they are doing is they're controlling the demand side, which probably means that inflation is going to get under control, but there's going to be a little bit of economic discomfort in the process. Now, as I move on, I'm going to show you guys a chart in 1 second. Could you do me one favor real quick? Hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, reminder, on May 15th, my wife and I are doing a generational wealth event that is adults only because we want y'all to mingle and network, and maybe you meet a pretty girl or a handsome man who's also B1, or maybe you just want to network. You're there as a couple and you want to network. So it's adults only. There will be alcohol served, things like that. So it's going to be casual, but there will be some learning about generational wealth and legacy. It's May 15th in Chicago. If you'd like to come, just go to boycewatkins.com. Click on events. You can find that event as well as the event that we're doing at the Essence Music Fest, which is going to be July 1st through the 3rd. We're going to do a deep dive training at the Essence. Also, we've got some stuff going on in Atlanta. Of course, you got the All Black National Convention happening at the end of October. I hope everybody comes to the convention because it's the most beautiful family reunion you've ever been to, and you're going to learn a lot and have a great time at the same time. So all this is on boycewatkins.com. Just click on events, and you can also see some other things we have going on, like the franchise program. We actually have a great franchise program in the Black Business School if you want to buy a franchise. All right, so let me dig back into this. All right, so let me share a chart with you guys real quick. There is a chart that is, let's see, here we go. Worst days of 2022. So today we had about I want to say right now we're at about a 3.1% decline. And you see May 5th, that's today. We've dropped as far as 3.72%. So that makes today officially the worst day of 2022. These are some of the other days that we've had in 2022. Now, if you want to look at the bigger picture, since 2020, these are the worst days of since 2020. Most of those days occurred in 2020. What's interesting, to go back to that reversal phenomenon, is that 2020 was a hell of a year to invest in stocks. It was a great year. Y'all were making money like crazy during 2020. Anybody remember that? How good it was? And but even in 2020, you had some of your biggest dip years. And really, 2022, what's happened today doesn't even fit in the top 5 or 10 of since 2020. So this is a bad day, but it's not the end of the world. A lot of the money that you're losing today is money that you made yesterday. It kind of sucks, like they say, it's better to have loved than to have lost than to never have loved at all. I don't agree. I think sometimes it's better to have loved to have never loved at all, because the only thing worse than never getting something is to have it and have it taken away from you. So I feel your pain, and I'm very sorry that you're going through this. The other thing that's probably happening here, in my view, is that there's probably some profit taking. What tends to happen is that when the market goes up, people start saying, okay, this is a great time for me to go ahead and get out of this stock that I wanted to get out of anyway. I got some of my money back. I'm gonna go ahead and sell. So maybe there's some profit taking happening. This reversal is shocking because it's so powerfully overwhelming. It's almost nonsensical. It makes no sense, because yesterday the market rallied on the Fed chairman Jay Powell's announcement that he was going to do a 50 basis point increase in interest rates. They say, great, buddy. We knew that's what you were going to do. You're doing exactly what we expected. The market likes that. So they rallied as a result of that. And then the very next day, you have a complete crash, which is really, really weird. That's like somebody saying, good job. You did a great interview. You have the job. Can you start on Monday? And then the next day they call you and they cut you out and say, you're the worst candidate I've ever interviewed. I would never hire you in a million years. And you're like, what is wrong with you? You schizophrenic weirdo. So the market right now is schizophrenic and crazy. The market is acting very weird. This doesn't make a lot of sense. The experts, I pay attention to what the experts are saying. I'm always taking in ideas and information to try to understand what's going on. Nobody really understands this exactly. This is just a truly phenomenal day that you're witnessing. And I just encourage you to just be consistent and be patient and hold on. And I believe over time, everything's going to be okay. So ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what's going on in the market right now. What I'll do is I'll keep you guys posted on what's happening. I did read an interesting article the other day, just as a little bit of a side note about these streaming services. Right now, and this is something I kind of expected for quite a while, is that Disney and Netflix and Paramount and other streaming services are now starting to realize that they can't keep spending billions of dollars every year on content anymore. There's just too much content. There's too much of a battle for your attention. You're being pulled in every single direction by all these shows that they're dropping out there. How many of y'all feel that way? How many of y'all feel like there's just too many streaming services and too many new shows and too much stuff going on? Does anybody ever feel like exhausted and overwhelmed by all the crap that's on Netflix and Paramount and Hulu? And anybody feel that way? Like at first, it was kind of like a gold rush. These companies were all like, yeah, if we stream and we can get that monthly recurring revenue and get the subscribers and we can go make all these great movies and we got to be the best one and get these, and it's great. But then eventually it's like, man, it's just too much. Me and my wife get overwhelmed. We do. We're like, I can't keep up with all the shows I want to watch. There's too many and I can't spend my whole life watching TV. I'm not going to sit in there. I told my wife, I feel like I'm in graduate school back when they used to give you like 10 books you had to read and all these research papers you had to go through, and that you ain't got time to do them all. That's how I feel now. I feel like watching streaming services makes me feel like I'm in grad school. Like I have to make a schedule just to catch all my shows. It's too much. So we picked a couple shows. We picked Snowfall on FX with Franklin Saint. It's real weird that guy's British. What the hell, man? Can't you find some American actors to play a damn LA gangster? Come on, man. It's weird to me. No disrespect to everybody who's from England, by the way. But Black London, I love you, because when I go out to London, y'all show me mad love. So no disrespect there, but it's just weird, that Franklin Saint's British. I just think that's strange. And then what's the other show that we like? Gosh, I wish I could yell and ask her which one it is. We picked another one because we literally got to the point where we said we're just gonna pick 2 shows and that's it. We're not trying to go outside of that. Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. Shout out to that brother who what I'm talking about, the one who was also in School Days, the one that played Big Brother Almighty. So I can't remember his name. I don't have his name in front of me. One of the best actors of all time. He's right up there with Jeffrey Wright in terms of just having this amazing resume and extraordinary talent. He really makes the show. He plays Gus on the show, and I hope that they give him his own show. But anyway, so those are the 2 shows we picked. We picked 2 shows because there's too much happening at once, and it's just messing with my ADHD. I can't take it. Too much. So what's happening now? From a stock market perspective, because all of you are investors. If you're not investing now, I encourage you to go ahead and get started. Just go to blackmoneyminute.com and pick up a copy of my book, the $5 a day investing plan, and you can begin investing tomorrow. If you're not investing consistently, go ahead and do that. Let me put the URL on the screen. But from an investor standpoint, what I can tell you is that you're going to probably see some hammering away. There's the URL where you can get the free ebook. You're probably going to see some hammering away on the stock prices of some of these companies like the Netflixes of the world, the Disneys, etc. Disney can withstand. Disney is a gangster. They know how to make money in 1,000 different ways. Netflix, not so much. Netflix is a little bit of a one-trick pony. They make most of their money by getting your attention and getting you to watch these shows and paying them a monthly fee. Well, now a lot of these shows are not licensed anymore. They lost their license to Friends and some other shows that they had. And because these companies were taking their shows back because they were like, well, why would we license it to you if we can just put our own streaming service up and run it ourselves? So Netflix, the stock has been hammered pretty bad though. So there may be some real value there. But over time, I think that what's happening with these companies is that they're starting to realize we can't keep bleeding money to get subscribers. Like I think for Paramount Plus, they said something like they're paying $1.49. They're paying $1.49 for every dollar of revenue they get from their subscribers. So they're paying $1.49 to get $1. Now you could do that in an economy where there's plenty of money. If the banks are loaning out money, money's cheap like it was for a very long time, you can do that. You can just go borrow $10 billion and spend 5 years losing money, and it's okay. Black businesses can't do that. Black-owned businesses can't do that. That's why access to capital is so important for Black-owned businesses. But these rich white folks that they're able to get money from the banks, they can do that. But in this economy, no. The Fed is increasing interest rates. The cost of money just went up. There's a tightening in the economy. The money supply just went down. The resources that were readily available before, not so much this time around. So ultimately, a lot of these streaming services are going to start getting hammered pretty bad because I believe that they're overspending on their content. They're spending way too much. So that's just a side note in terms of a dynamic that I'm seeing in the economy. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back later on today and keep giving you guys updates. So make sure you subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at the Black Financial Channel. That's where I do nothing but financial stuff. I know y'all know me. I tell it like it is. I have a lot of thoughts on a lot of different areas, and I hope that I can disagree with you and still be loved on certain issues. And so if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at the Real Boyce Watkins. And but if you're just interested in the financial stuff and nothing more, we also have the Black Financial Channel. So that's another place you can go follow us on Instagram. If all you want to do is hear the financial stuff, I totally get it. If you think that I'm a big mouth and my political opinions are too much for you, then that's okay. I'm a finance professor and I love to share things with you and help you along in your journey to build wealth. And we can disagree and still be family. I hope that that's the case because I do believe in free speech. All right, guys. So have a good day. God bless you. And one more thing I'll mention also is if you were looking for our financial workbooks for children, they are now back in stock. So if you want to get your child ahead of the curve in the areas of investing, stocks, or just the understanding of money, we cover all the grade bands. We design these with experts. Feel free to go to financialworkbooks.com and take a look, and your child will benefit. All right, so have a good day. God bless you. I'll check back in a little bit later, and I hope you make a ton of money. Take care now. Peace.